Greetings Internet, and welcome to Bookworm Reviews. I'm your host, the Bookworm. I've mentioned before that I hardly read romance novels, and there is a reason for that. It's because straight romances don't interest me.
Say what?
As a gay man, I don't see women as sexually attractive. If I'm given the choice between two novels, one with a straight lead and one with a gay lead, I would choose the gay one on the fact that I would find it more relatable. Granted, following that is about as smart as thinking the Bechdel test equals quality, since 1, it would limit what I might like, and 2, crap is universal. After all, I like The Notebook, but I'm always going to find gay characters more relatable on a personal level, unless they're just terrible characters. So after going through 2 straight romances, it's time we look at my kind of romance. Sit back and relax as we dive into Boy Meets Boy by David Leviathan.
He's a real nowhere man, sitting in his nowhere land, making all his nowhere plans for nobody.
"9 p.m. on a November Saturday. Joni, Tony, and I are out on the town. Tony is from the next town over, and he needs to get out. His parents are extremely religious. It doesn't even matter which religion. They're all the same at a certain point, and few of them want a gay boy cruising around with his friends on a Saturday night. So every week, Tony feeds us Bible stories. Then on Saturday, we show up at his doorstep, well-versed in parables and earnestness, dazzling his parents with our blinding purity. They slip him at 20 and tell him to enjoy our study group. We go spend the money on romantic comedies, dime store toys, and diner jukeboxes. Our happiness is the closest we'll ever come to a generous God. So we figured Tony's parents would understand, if only they weren't set on misunderstanding so many things. Tony has to be home by midnight, so we are on a Cinderella mission. With this in mind, we keep our eye on the ball. There isn't really a gay scene or a straight scene in our town. They got all mixed up a while back, which I think is for the best. Back when I was in 2nd grade, the older gay kids who didn't flee to the city for entertainment would have to make their own fun. Now it's all good. Most of the straight guys try to sneak into queer beer bars, boys who love boys flirt with girls who love girls, and whether your heart is strictly ballroom or bluegrass punk, the dance floors are open to whatever you have to offer. This is my town. I've lived here all my life. Boy Meets Boy is what it is, a boy meeting a boy. The boy in question is Paul, your typical high school sophomore who is gay. The boy he meets is Noah, a senior who recently moved into town, and upon first meeting, sparks are flying. The two learn more about each other and soon believe they could be the one. But this being high school means drama is always around the corner, and that drama comes in the form of Kyle, Paul's ex, wishing to get back together, and Paul isn't completely against it. There is one word that best describes Boy Meets Boy. It's charming. You can't help but fall in love with Paul, Noah, their relationship, and the other supporting characters, cause this is a book that gets romance. Yeah, there's the classic Jane Austen boy sees boy, but the book builds the romance in a natural way that works. After meeting Noah, Paul begins to meet with him in non-creepy ways, like Twilight, and they just talk. The two learn their likes, dislikes, and to see if there is really something there. And one of my favorite parts is that this isn't their first love, like Twilight. It's revealed that they both had lovers in the past, but unlike the others, this one feels like the one, which only adds to more drama when Kyle enters the picture, making what a true love triangle should look like, unlike Twilight. Of course, the book is more than just the love between two boys. It's about love itself in all its different shapes and forms. You have gay, lesbian, trans, straight, and even childhood lovers, all treated equally. Though it does bring up a point about the book being unrealistic with its setting. Some people have brought up how the town being a gay utopia that would make San Francisco jealous is not an accurate portrayal for gay relationships. The argument being that it will misinform people about how the real world would react to them. But here's the thing. The book portrays a relationship between two boys and shows that it isn't any different if they were a straight couple. What Leviathan is showing is that gay relationships are no different than any other, in a town that accepts them with open arms, and this was published in 2003. It in essence shows people what the gay rights movement is all about. It's just love. Nothing more, nothing less. The book also has a diverse supporting cast with their own storylines to dive into. From Paul's best friend Joni getting into a relationship that could tear their friendship apart, to Infinite Darlene, who is both the homecoming queen and star quarterback, and is always fun to read. Tony dealing with religious parents, and Kyle, who isn't portrayed as a villain, but just another soul lost to this crazy thing we call love. They make sure you want to keep reading well past your bedtime just to see what will happen to them all. Which leads to my one major complaint. The ending of the book doesn't feel like an ending. When I got to the last page, I wanted to continue reading because some of the storylines didn't feel like they reached their climax. I wanted to see where these characters were going and what new challenges they will face. This feels like a setup for a series. But there are no other books, which makes me sad because I want to see what's happening next. But I can't. It leaves a bittersweet taste in your mouth knowing this is it. If there were other books that continued the story, I would be singing a different tune. But even with that, this book is a real gem for young adults and the young at heart. We get great gay characters with a story you can't help but fall in love with its charm. I really wish there was more, but one book is better than no book. What about you, Internet? What's your opinion about Boy Meets Boy? Next week, we... What the hell? Bill? What are you... What happened to you? Oh... I thought I was forgetting something. So you, broke through the window? What's my punishment? Why? I screwed up. And knowing you, you have some book you want me to review as punishment. Nothing I say or do will fix it. So let me have it. Oh God. Does it have to be her? Well, I'm not getting out of this. Next week, we will conclude Romance Month with the icky kind. Till next time, have a nice day.